Dominate your mind and never feel exhausted again. Stoicism. You wake up, overwhelmed before the day even starts. Responsibilities pile up and tension grips your shoulders. Imagine a moment when you pause, breathe deeply, and remember a powerful Stoic lesson. It's about controlling your thoughts rather than letting them control you. As Epictetus wisely says, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Now picture this. You're at work, faced with an avalanche of tasks. Your colleague, visibly stressed, snaps at you over a minor issue. Instead of responding impulsively, you take a breath. You remember the Stoic principle: process your emotions. In this moment, you can choose a different reaction. You can opt for calmness over chaos, understanding over frustration. How often do you let external circumstances dictate your mood? Are you truly in charge of your reactions? Sometimes, it's easy to drift along with the tide of negativity. But true power lies in Visualize one more scenario. You spill coffee on an important report minutes before a meeting. Panic sets in. But wait, what if instead of despairing, you focus on solutions? Retrieve a new document, or perhaps find humor in the mishap. The idea is not to deny your feelings, but to transform your mind. Have you allowed small setbacks to exhaust your spirit? Or do you see them as opportunities for growth? Reflect on this. In every situation, a small choice leads to a larger outcome. Over the next 24 hours, notice when your mind begins to spiral. Pause and ask yourself, how am I reacting? Remember, every challenge is an invitation to exercise your mental strength and master your emotions. Before diving deeper into Stoic teachings in future sessions, take a moment. Lean into this practice. Recognize your power, and let's see how it feels to reclaim your thoughts. Hey, before you put this Stoic teaching into practice, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I don't want you to miss any Stoic lesson coming up. And since you're here, smash that powerful like. It helps me a lot with the algorithm. Tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's interact. As you settle into this mindset, let's dive deeper. What if I told you that the greatest obstacle to your peace isn't the tasks ahead, but rather the stories you tell yourself about them? You know that moment when you open your email and feel a wave of dread wash over you? It's as if every notification brings a new burden. Here's the catch. You're not just faced with tasks. You're facing your perception of those tasks. Imagine standing in a busy coffee shop. The sound of grinding beans, chatter, and bustling feet around you. You feel the urge to rush. But consider this. Every situation is a blank slate. How much of your anxiety is truly about your responsibilities? And how much revolves around your interpretation of them? Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. This thought from Epictetus rings true. When you shift your perspective, the tasks transform from burdens into challenges. Picture yourself during rush hour, stuck in traffic. You grip the steering wheel tight, frustration bubbling. But wait, What if you transformed that moment? Instead of feeling trapped, take a deep breath. Acknowledge the situation. Recognize that you can still choose your response. Let the traffic become a chance to listen to your favorite podcast or enjoy a moment of silence. Think about this. What stories do you tell yourself about your challenges? Are they rooted in reality, or are they fabrications that drain your energy? Let's bring it back to that spill, the coffee cascading down your report. As panic rises, pause and recognize the narrative you're scripting in your mind. What if you viewed this as a pivotal moment, a chance to exercise creativity and adapt? The truth is, falling short doesn't define you. It's how you respond that shapes your character. In daily life, many of us react to the external chaos and forget our internal power. This can lead to a cycle of frustration, a heavy weight on your shoulders that creates fatigue. But once you realize you're in control of your mind, that weight begins to lift. Here's a challenge. In the next 24 hours, keep an eye on your thoughts. Identify when negativity creeps in. Ask yourself, whose narrative is this? As you think about these moments, reflect on how you can shift the story. What small change can turn your frustration into an opportunity for growth? Embrace this practice. When faced with stress, remember, each challenge offers a lesson. And with that lesson comes the chance to understand yourself better. As we explore more Stoic teachings in the future, keep this notion in mind. Reclaiming your thoughts is the first step to mastery. Let's walk this path together. So, what's next? How will you apply this transformative perspective? What small story can you start rewriting today? As we continue this journey into Stoicism, let's focus on another crucial element: acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means recognizing what we cannot change and finding peace in that acknowledgement. Think about a time when you faced a setback. Perhaps it was a missed deadline or an unexpected change in plans. In that moment, frustration can feel all-consuming. It's easy to spiral into thoughts of what if or why me? But what if you chose to accept the situation instead? Imagine sitting in that same busy coffee shop. You've got your report in hand, but you've just learned that key information is missing. You could feel panic creeping in, or you could take a deep breath and accept that this happens. Sure, it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world either. How empowering would it feel to let go of the struggle against your circumstances? Epictetus guides us again when he says, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." This is a highlight of Stoic thinking. Focus on what you can control. Your reactions, your choices, and your mindset are yours to govern. Let's picture a new scenario. You're preparing for a presentation. The night before, your computer crashes and all your work is lost. At first, you could feel despair. But instead, acknowledge the reality. Say to yourself, I can't change this. What can I do now? Maybe you reach for pen and paper, or possibly you jot down key points from memory. Rather than fight against the frustration, you adapt and move forward. Acceptance can be tough, but it's essential. It frees you from the weight of resistance. When you embrace what is, you create space for new possibilities. Instead of feeling trapped by your situation, you open the door to creativity and problem solving. Now here's a challenge. When something goes wrong in the next 24 hours, pause. Recognize your initial reaction. Are you resisting reality? Instead of spiraling down that rabbit hole, choose acceptance. Reflect on how that shift can change not just your mood, but your entire approach to the situation. Also, consider the power of gratitude. In difficult times, try to find one positive aspect of the situation. Maybe it's an opportunity for growth or a lesson learned. Remember, gratitude doesn't negate the difficulty. Rather, it brings balance to your perspective. As we talk about acceptance, think about how it changes your narrative. Instead of a story of defeat, it transforms into one of resilience and strength. The reality is that life will always come with its ups and downs. How you respond makes all the difference. So as we prepare for the next chapter of our exploration, take a moment to reflect. What is one thing you've resisted lately? What would happen if you chose to accept it instead? Next time, we'll explore how to cultivate inner peace amidst chaos. Remember, each small step leads you closer to mastering your emotions. Together, let's continue to reclaim our thoughts and open ourselves up to growth. How will you practice acceptance today? As we move forward in our journey, let's focus on a vital aspect of Stoicism: resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back when faced with challenges. It's not about avoiding difficulties. Instead, it's about how you confront and overcome them. Life will throw roadblocks your way. The key is how you respond to them. Picture this: you're in a meeting, and you present your idea with excitement. But then, someone shoots it down. Your heart sinks, and doubt creeps in. You can feel the urge to retreat, to doubt your ability. But what if you flipped the script? Instead of sinking into negativity, take a moment to assess. This feedback is not a reflection of your worth. It's a chance to improve. Resilience is about learning from every setback. Think about a time you faced rejection. Perhaps it was a job application or a project that didn't pan out. It stings, doesn't it? Yet each rejection holds a lesson. What can you take away from that experience? How can you grow from it? Let's take a moment to visualize another scenario. You've trained for weeks for a big event. The day arrives, and you stumble during your performance. The crowd falls silent. In that moment, you have a choice. You can let embarrassment wash over you, or you can choose to laugh it off and keep going. Embracing resilience means recognizing that mistakes are part of the journey. When times get tough, think of the Stoic practice of reflecting on your values. What truly matters to you? Remind yourself of your goals and let that guide your response. Instead of being swayed by temporary setbacks, anchor yourself to what is essential. Now, here's a challenge. In the next 24 hours, pay attention to how you handle unexpected challenges. When things don't go according to plan, pause and assess. Are you reacting with frustration, or are you seeking solutions? Reframe your thoughts. Consider what strength lies in the situation. Resilience is built through practice. Each time you face a challenge and choose to learn from it, you strengthen your mental muscles. Think of it like training for a sport. The more you practice, the better you become. Let's focus on gratitude again. In those moments of struggle, look for one positive aspect. Maybe it's the chance to grow stronger, or to connect with someone over a shared experience. Gratitude can uplift your spirits and remind you of resilience's power. So, what do you think? What little challenge can you face today with resilience? Each small victory matters, leading you toward a mindset of strength. As we wrap up this chapter, remember, resilience is not simply about bouncing back. It's about rising stronger. Embrace every setback as a stepping stone. This is the essence of Stoicism. In our next chapter, we will explore how to cultivate inner peace amidst chaos. How can you find calm when the world feels stormy? Together, we'll uncover techniques to stay centered. What does inner peace mean to you? Let's uncover these answers together. As we delve into this next chapter, let's talk about finding inner peace. It's an essential part of living a stoic life. In a world filled with noise and chaos, how do we keep our minds calm and steady? The truth is, inner peace begins with you. It's about cultivating a space within that remains untouched by external circumstances. Picture a day filled with distractions. You have deadlines to meet, phone calls to answer, and a million thoughts racing in your mind. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. But what if you could step back for a moment? Just breathe. Find a quiet place, even for just a minute, and let everything else fade away. This is your moment of peace. To find this calm, start with mindfulness. It's the practice of being present. When you focus on the here and now, you release the weight of worries about tomorrow or regrets from yesterday. Try this. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Feel your chest rise and fall. Notice the air flowing in and out. This simple act can ground you amidst the chaos. Now, let's talk about the power of routines. Establishing a morning ritual can be a game changer. Start your day with intention. Whether it's reading a few pages from a book, meditating, or simply sipping your coffee in silence, find what centers you. This sets a positive tone for the day ahead. When challenges arise, remind yourself to pause and reflect. Instead of reacting instantly, take a moment. Ask yourself, what is within my control? This helps you disengage from the emotional whirlwind. You may find that many of your stressors are outside your influence. Recognizing this can lighten your load. Consider this: when you're in a stressful situation, try to visualize it as a storm. The storm may rage around you, but you can be like a sturdy tree, rooted and unshaken. With practice, you can learn to weather any storm without losing your sense of peace. Another key part of maintaining inner calm is letting go. Holding onto anger or frustration can drain your energy. It's like carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. One way to release this weight is through forgiveness. It doesn't mean condoning actions that hurt you. Instead, it's about freeing yourself from the burden of negative feelings. Practice saying, "I choose to let this go." You'll feel lighter, and your mind will have space to breathe. As you navigate your day, take note of moments that disturb your peace. Is it a rude comment, a missed opportunity, or a traffic jam? Whatever it is, remind yourself that you have the power to respond differently. Instead of spiraling, ask, how can I turn this into a lesson? Here's a challenge for you. In the next 24 hours, keep track of your triggers. When something frustrating happens, step back, take a deep breath, and then choose your response. This is your chance to practice maintaining your inner calm. As we continue our journey into Stoicism, remember that finding inner peace is a skill. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Each day is an opportunity to refine this ability. Embrace the process and be gentle with yourself. In our next chapter, we'll explore how gratitude can enhance your peace and perspective. What if shifting your focus to what you have rather than what you lack could transform your mindset? Let's uncover that together. Until then, take a moment to find your calm. What does that feel like for you? As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the city, she took a deep breath. The past few weeks had been a whirlwind. Stress, deadlines, unexpected twists and turns had become a normal part of her routine. But today felt different. She felt a shift within, a sense of calm she hadn't experienced in a while. Earlier that day, she had faced a barrage of emails, each one waiting like a bomb, ready to explode her peace. In the glow of her screen, anxiety knocked at her door once more. But instead of letting it in, she paused. She remembered the lessons, the tactics of Stoicism that had been ingrained in her mind. "What's within my control?" she had whispered to herself. And with that, she calmed the tempest inside. At work, her coworker was at it again, short-tempered and overwhelmed. In the past, she might have snapped back or absorbed the negativity like a sponge. But today, she opted for a different route. She took a breath, processed her emotions, and chose to respond with understanding. "I get it. We're all under pressure," she said. The surprise in her colleagues' eyes spoke volumes. They ended the day not as foes, but as allies, carrying the burden of responsibility together. Later that evening, she faced her biggest test yet. She sat down to prepare for an important presentation. Just as she clicked to open her carefully crafted slides, her computer crashed. Panic surged in her chest, threatening to drown her in despair. But she remembered the Stoic principles she had embraced. What can I do now? Instead of spiraling, she grabbed her notebook. With piecemeal determination, she jotted down her insights from memory. It felt liberating. As the clock ticked closer to her meeting, she felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. Not for the computer failure, but for the lesson it presented. The essence of Stoicism, the ability to bend without breaking, had seeped into her core. It was not the situation that defined her, but her response to it. With enough time to gather her thoughts, she arrived at the meeting room. To her surprise, her colleagues were seated, their faces a canvas of support. As she presented, vulnerability transformed into strength. Her heart raced, but she saw them nodding. Feedback flowed not as harsh criticism, but as constructive dialogue. This is an opportunity to grow, she reminded herself as she soaked in their insights. After the meeting, she left the conference room feeling like a weight had been lifted. The cycle of negativity that had once engulfed her had been broken, replaced by a newfound resilience. As she walked home, she marveled at the transformation. No longer a puppet to her circumstances, she had taken command of her narrative. Later that night, she sank into her favorite chair, a cup of herbal tea resting in her hands. The quiet enveloped her. In this tender moment, she reflected on her journey. Acceptance had paved the way for her resilience. Her days of letting stress dominate were gone. She felt lighter. With gratitude swelling inside, she reached for her phone. "I need to share this," she thought. Scrolling through her contacts, she selected a few friends, those who often felt weighed down. With a few taps, she sent them thoughtful messages, urging them to embrace their own stories and challenges. These moments defined her new path. Stoic principles weren't just theories. They had become her guiding stars. As she drifted off to sleep, serenity filled her heart like the still waters of a lake at dawn. She had learned to navigate through chaos, confronted her fears, and embraced a new narrative. Her journey wasn't over. It would continue, evolving every day. But she felt equipped to face whatever came her way, anchored by the strength of acceptance and gratitude. Do you want to keep advancing on the path to serenity? Subscribe now to the channel to receive the next Stoic reflections firsthand. Click like if this content helped you grow. In the comments, share the biggest insight you took away. Your experience may inspire other seekers. And don't hoard wisdom. Send this video to at least 3 friends who need inner balance.